Hello, my name is Edward Miles. Today is August 23rd, 2012. The content area of this lesson is layout, and the title of the lesson is establishing a 90-degree angle. This is for WFED 105, lesson number 8. Okay, so all you guys, what we talked about day before yesterday was, we're running through a couple questions here for the summary. What is the formula for the Pythagorean theorem? Sal?
A squared plus b squared equals c squared.
Perfect. What is the most well-known and basic set of numbers for the Pythagorean theorem? Cervantes.
3, 4, and 5.
3, 4, 5. That's a basic set of numbers that we can always use. Of course, we can use multiples of that number, but never addition. Why is the right angle so important?
Because it's based off almost everything we do.
Pretty much. Everything stems from the right angle. Everything goes. Everybody ready to go outside and practice this? Get a demonstration and practice it?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay, there's 3 things we need to remember here. The first one is you must have a sharp pencil at all times. If you wear your pencil out on the concrete, sometimes we're on rough surfaces, you've got to keep your pencil sharp, stop, sharpen it. You got to have a fine point. Okay, the finer the point, the more accurate your layout is. A fat pencil is very inaccurate. Number 2, keep your line of your chalk box taut between you and your partner. Do not let it lay on the ground. What will happen is it'll put a false mark down on the ground, something to confuse you and get in your way. The third thing is one of us mentioned earlier, dust your line. Pull your line taut, okay, not tight, but no slack in it, just taut, and dust it. The person with a chalk box needs to dust it. If you have excess chalk in your box, you need to just flick it with your finger while you're above your mark, not real close to your mark, but up in the air. Flick it, that gets the excess chalk off. So that way when you put it down and snap it, it'll be a fine snap line. Okay, everybody understand that?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay, what we're going to do first is we're going to get a straight line established here. We're going to snap a straight line down here any old place because you always have to start off with a straight line. Yes? Okay, we now have our straight line, very clean looking line. What we're going to do at this point is we're going to come up with a point on this line. So the point we'll decide will be somewhere about here. The reason we use that crow's foot there is to make sure we have an exact, accurate point. We don't want a big sloppy crow's foot like that because that's not telling us where to go to. We have to have a good, sharp crow's foot. So from that crow's foot, we're going to be using the 3, 4, 5 squaring method. We're going to stick to the basics. So what we're going to do is we're going to go 3 feet up from that mark up this line. So at 3 feet, we're good?
Yep.
We do another exact, accurate crow's foot. Okay, so we now have one leg of our Pythagorean theorem here. One leg of our square, 3, 4, 5. Now we're going to come off of this, and we're going to go 4 feet. Go ahead and hold me. Top of numbers, please. Top of numbers. Roll it over on its side, please. Just like this. Top of numbers, all the way on its side. So she'll hold me right on the intersecting point. She's going to let it pivot there. And I don't know exactly where this is going to be. My eyeball says that this is probably about a 90-degree angle. But because I'm human, I don't know that for sure without the math. So I clamp my pencil to my tape, leave very little lead sticking out right at 4 feet, and I will strike an arc. The arc is because I don't know exactly where it's going to land. So now what we're going to do is we're going to go 5 feet from that 3-foot crow's foot there. We'll measure 5 feet, top of numbers. We're good?
Yep.
And I'll strike another arc. Where these two arcs intersect is exactly 90 degrees coming off of that point there. So can we snap that? It's It's always important to snap past your marks. You never know if you're going to need more line, and the other reason is, I am good. The other reason is you want to be able to see that. If I had my thumb right on that mark, I would not be able to see my intersecting points or my mark I'm going to. Okay, we can check this briefly with a framing square. Thank you. We can put the framing square down here, which is a small measurement that doesn't tell you total accuracy. But it'll show you that you're relatively close, okay? So if that fits your 90-degree angle, we're looking pretty good. Now we're gonna do another example on how to check this box to make sure it's square. We will snap out a 4 foot by 4 foot box here. So everything measures off of this line and this line here. So first we're gonna come from there up this line. Can you please hold me there? 4 foot. Our box is going to be a 4 foot by 4 foot box. So we'll snap here 4 feet. We'll put a crow's foot there. We can circle that to know that that's where we're going to snap from over here. We already have our intersecting point at 4 feet, so we have a pretty good idea where we're going to hold that. Otherwise, we just have to eyeball 4 feet. Put a crow's foot right here at 4 feet. Nice big tail in case you can't find it with all the trash on the ground. We'll snap that. Once again, I'm snapping past. Dust it. Good. I'm good. Okay. Now we'll do the same thing, but off that very first line we got. So we'll mark this one at 4 feet, which we already have that intersecting point, so we're good there. Let's come up here to this line, right here. And we're gonna mark this one at 4 feet. So for every line that gets snapped, you must have a start and a stop point. You cannot use the same crow's foot that we use for this line. Not gonna work. Okay, so now we'll snap this. You want to dust it? Snapping past once again. Okay. And this, we snap the box out. Sometimes in construction you'll need the box, but in this case we don't really need the box. We're just snapping the box so we can check, make sure we're a perfect 90-degree angle. So burn me 1 foot, please. Okay, so we got 79 3/4. And 79 13/16. So we're within a 1/16 of an inch, almost perfect, not exactly perfect, but close enough for this. Is there any questions?
No, sir.
Everybody understands that?
Yes, sir.
Why we strike the arcs? Mingo, you have a question?
And these boxes would be used for like columns and like for different construction projects.
Exactly, yes, that's true. Just about everything we do comes off of a 90-degree angle. So oftentimes we will snap this out for a column, or we may be laying out for a building, a square building. Any other questions? None? Okay, thanks guys. Let's get to work. Let's do our own.
Yeah.
Sir.